There are some PDFs, some handouts, a playbook, something of substance that you've got to have ready. And I've broken it down to at least four you can start with today so that when you have these conversations, you can give value to people that you're talking to quickly and you can then build these amazing relationships because the world we're in is a lot of information. And your job is to interpret it and make sure that you're having these really good conversations, but then providing value that's really, really particular to that specific person. And so let's get into this. These are the four handouts every real estate agent needs in their business today. I'm Tristan. This is Your Daily Real Estate. It's a podcast, it's a show. Subscribe, share it. Let's jump right into it. Number one is the listing marketing plan. And it can be part of your listing presentation. It could be separate. I have it separate, but at the same time, I have it as part of it as well. I usually just lead with this when I'm sitting in front of people and talking to them about selling their home or concerns they have about what it looks like to market their home. Because the one thing that homeowners all have in common is they want to know what you're going to do for them when they put their home up for sale with you. How do you show up differently? They want to have confidence in you. So you've got to win them over by having this outline. And we do it pretty easily. It's a one-page document, highly visual, broken down. And what I like to do is just isolate it to what does the launch look like? What are we going to do to promote it? And what are we going to do to maintain the exposure, especially now in a market that's kind of softening up where you have an average days on market being in the 50 days nationally, right? Less in some areas, but for the most part, it's over 30 days. And that for some people is causing a problem because they're not used to it, even though back in the day, 2018, 17, 16, the average days on market average, it was normal for a home to be on the market for 5 months, 6 months, a little different right now. So when you go in, it's cool to have this one single page that says, hey, these are all the things that I'm going to do for you. And you should memorize it. And it should be different than your competition. So build it out. Go to Perplexity Computer, go to Claude, go to ChatGPT, and have it help you build this amazing one-page document, your listing marketing plan. That's number one. Number two, listing presentation. So you need a full-on presentation that is yours, that is uniquely you. It's going to go with this one-page marketing plan, but it's also going to be structured like you function. If you lead with a lot of volume in an area, great. Start with that because that helps out the seller, helps out the homeowner. You lead with that because it shows that you can make things happen. If you don't have that, lead with your brokerage and how much business they have there. The next thing I want you to look at is take a look at the reviews and the written letters. Have you gotten people to give you amazing reviews, past clients, your sphere, just people that you've worked with or people that have referred clients to you that you've worked with? Because those matter too. It shows that you've actually been doing this for a while and that you have a high caliber of working. So you show up, you do the business, you close, right? That's what people are looking for. And part of the listing presentation also is an interpretation of the market because they're going to have this information on Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, but they don't necessarily know what it means. They're going to see an estimated price or a Zestimate. They're going to be like, well, that's the price I want because Zillow says so. It's your job to go in there and say, well, part of the listing presentation, the pitch, is going to have a breakdown. Now, it could be part of it. It could be separate. I like to have it as part of it because I also include a net sheet in there saying, hey, these are the prices and this is how much you're going to net based on how much you owe and all the costs. Let's go through them. Let's take a look at your competition. Let's jump in the car, take a look at some of these homes so you can see the difference. And That's how we do it. Sometimes we've got to do those things because we want to make sure that we price the home well so that the marketing that we do actually helps sell the home. If you price it wrong, you're going to help sell the home next door or the home down the street, and you don't want that. The next one, that was number 2, is the buyer consultation guide. This has become more popular over the last few years because of the NAR settlement, the whole buyer seller commission, and now having the buyers having to sign an agreement to work with you and separating that whole commission. So I would suggest you start with, what do you do for all of your buyers? How are you different in helping them get to where they want to get to? And does that mean you're going to take them through step by step all the paperwork, help them negotiate all the contract, and after, what happens then? Or are you going to lean more towards the beginning of this and helping them identify the right property? In the world that we're in all reality, they can go and search on their own, which is Redfin, Realtor.com, and Zillow, unless you're going to bring in the off-market strategy. I know some of you do that very well, but that also adds another layer here. So with your buyer consultation guide, outline the things that you're great at, that you're going to do for those people you're working with. And again, once you've written this out, take some time, write these out. It's like, I do this. I do this well too. That's great. And then take a picture of it, put it into Perplexity Computer, Claude, ChatGPT, or Gemini, and say, make this beautiful. Give me some ideas of the things that I'm missing too. And then you'll see something that you're missing. And the last one to this, of course, there are many more, but these are the 4 that I would suggest you highly start with. Number 4 is the Trusted Service Provider Directory. I call this my local Legends directory. This works really well. We've got a few coaching clients that love this and use this. They've built their own, but the idea behind it is you have a curated list of service providers, vendors, because you know if you're living in a home, things are going to break. You're going to have to maintain them, repair them. You're going to have to make improvements. So you've got a list that covers gardener, roofer, electrician, plumber, everything that a homeowner would need, plus more. And you've got choices. You don't just have one, you've got 2, 3. And now you can use this list in communication with homeowners, past clients, your sphere. Everyone needs this. So it's important to start taking a look at this and expanding on it. What I would like to see isn't just a one-sheeter like a handout that you can deliver. I'd also like to see a website, because the moment you have a website, you can send that as a link, and you can also include it as a QR code so people can jump and take a look when you're sending out postcards, handwritten notes, or you're in conversation with somebody and they're like, I need somebody. And they're like, oh, I got you here on my website. I've got a list of them. Just go there anytime. These are people that we've vetted. There is a process. And of course, that whole process, I've gone through that step by step to show you how to do that. Those are the 4 that I would start with. But again, it really depends on what you want to do, where you're going, the types of conversations you're having. If you're dealing with an older crowd, then maybe you want to revamp these. If you're dealing with a younger crowd, maybe instead of just looking through a buyer consultation guide, maybe you split that and you're like, buyer consultation guide, first time buyer consultation guide, right? And if you're looking at more of a luxury area, then maybe you have one that's specific to different areas too, or people that are moving into a vacation rental community. You can do so many of these. I just want you to start building it out with these 4 so that you have a set of PDFs or handouts to give out. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, let me know. Subscribe, send this to somebody you need, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Send this to somebody who may need this. That's what I meant to say.